Memphis Grizzlies went out and they acquired Marcus Smart in a trade that included the Washington Wizards and the Boston Celtics. I think it's a really good trade for the Memphis Grizzlies. Y'all already know I'm going to talk about it plus a little bit more right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. Y'all got me today, Bobby, one of the Cognac and one of the co-hosts here on NBA Central. Y'all can follow me at Cognac Boys. You can follow the show collectively at NBA Central Pod on all social media platforms. And of course, if y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. But hey, last night in the late hours of the night, the Memphis Grizzlies went out here and they traded for guard Marcus Smart from the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, they send Marcus Smart to the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies send Tyus Jones to the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards send Kristaps Porzingis to the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics get 2 first-round picks out of this. Danny Ainge taught Brad Stevenson something well. So there you go. He taught him something well, taught him how to work out deals. I think this is a great deal for all teams involved. But this episode right here will solely focus on Marcus Smart and what he can bring to the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, the lineup that I'm looking at, it will be Ja Morant, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, Triple J, and then whoever else they want to fill in at that 4th spot. Or if they go with Triple J and Steven Adams, as they once did, and just had that tall lineup. And man, it'll be a defensive team for sure. You got Marcus Smart, who gonna be able to go in and play the linebacker spot, and was what I like to call it, and be the constant communicator on the defensive side. You got that defensive player of the year, and then you got another defensive player of the year and Triple J. And these guys can go ahead. You're going to have rim protection, shot blocking, rebound, and great defensive communication. But I think that Marcus Smart was one of the perfect assets that the Memphis Grizzlies could have went after, simply because his maturity, his respect throughout the league, his style of play. I think that when the Memphis Grizzlies at the end of the season, they was like, yeah, we will not be entertaining Dillon Brooks. He will no longer be a Memphis Grizzly. I was kind of shocked that report came out. But when you replace a Dillon Brooks with the Marcus Smart, you understand and you say, man, was that deal right there, and bringing in a guy like a Marcus Smart will be for the betterment of the team. Marcus Smart isn't afraid of anyone, but he does show respect to others, and he won't put out crazy statements in the media that will draw extra attention to the Memphis Grizzlies. This guy, though he's not a great facilitator, he can facilitate a little bit, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But he will be that defensive anchor. He will be the heart and soul of the team, in my opinion. This guy coming in knows what he's going to have to do. He's very well respected around the league. He can hit. He will provide better three-point shooting than Dillon Brooks did. Dillon Brooks was not that bad initially, but the last 2 years, we seen a drop-off, and we seen more activity in the media than more action on the court from Dillon Brooks. We know that Marcus Smart is going to bring it. We know that Marcus Smart will come in and do his work, put his head down, and help lead the Memphis Grizzlies to in a better direction. Will he solve all the problems? Absolutely not, because I still think that these guys still have to fill out that bench a little bit, especially now because you just got rid of the point guard and Tyus Jones, who held it down while Ja Morant was out for injury, and now who could have held it down while Ja Morant is going to be serving his suspension of 25 games. So now you replace that with Marcus Smart in the starting lineup in that aspect, but you still got to fill that void. And, it's just, draft night is tonight, so they can still go out and do some things, get involved in some trade talks, or just simply wait to free agency. I don't know what the number is right now in the available cap space, But you can imagine that these guys are not done because it's still so early in the offseason for all teams. So we can go ahead and see this. We could go ahead and see what the Memphis Grizzlies will look like at the start of the season. I still think that they will need another point guard to go in there. I still think they will need some more offensive explosion off the bench. So they're not done. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it really is. But overall, I feel that the trade for Marcus Smart was very, very smart because this team needed some maturity in that locker room, somebody that people will listen to. And I understand that a lot of people are going to say, well, Steven Adams was one of the vets in the locker room. Yes, he was. But one of the problems is, in my personal opinion, is that nobody's really listening to him, in my opinion. But I think that Marcus Smart comes in here, commands his command his respect and earn his respect amongst his teammates, and he's been to a finals. He's been to multiple Eastern Conference finals. He's been through many playoffs runs throughout his career. That experience matters for a team who has championship aspirations, who needs to perform in the playoffs. We understand the dance, so we understand the gritty, and it's all fun to see. But I think that Marcus Smart will bring a sense of calmness to that. And I also think that, you know what I'm saying, he can kind of be like a big bro to Ja Morant. I don't know how open Ja Morant is to that, but I think that if he is willing to open up to that, it will be good for him to just kind of sit back, let Marcus Smart be the emotional leader for the team, and Ja Morant could just be the superstar that he is. So that's it for me today, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about the trade. You know what I'm saying? Let us know how y'all feeling about the trade. Do y'all think that Marcus Smart was a good pickup? I'm not against it, to be honest with you. And just to add on, I think that one more free agent piece, and I'm not saying this guy has to even get big minutes, but I think that one free agent piece that might be available is Derrick Rose. What better mentor to have around Ja Morant to help him, you know what I'm saying, get right, better than a Derrick Rose who comes from a Chicago city, who's been through a bunch of things in his lifetime, starting from high school all the way up through his NBA career, to just kind of help be that voice in the locker room. Because you heard with Derrick Rose in the locker room in New York, he became more vocal. He became more of that OG that a lot of teams desperately need in their locker rooms right now, especially one in a young team like the Memphis Grizzlies. But all right, I'm finally about to go. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the comment box. Let me know how y'all feel about the Marcus Smart trade. Does this make the Memphis Grizzlies better? Does it make them worse? Let me know your thoughts below. You can follow everybody here collectively at NBA Central Show, NBA Central Pod on all social media platforms. Send in any questions, comments, concern at nbacentralshow@gmail.com. Send in a text message or a voicemail to respond to this episode or any other episode we've done before at 773-270-2799. It's another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.